Alrighty, YouTube, Debbie2100 back here again. And if you happen to check out the last video I just posted and everything like that, you'll notice that I happen to bring up the fact that I was going to talk about the carb caps from Dr. Dabber Switch here next video. Well, there's the video. So I wanted to go over why maybe you want to choose your different carb caps, what kind of options are there out there for you, and what specifically is going to be the best style of carb cap for what you're trying to get. Now, if you want like direct, just perfect air control, you're probably going to want to go with the bubble caps. Even the half bubble caps are pretty great. They mix both the decanter and the bubble cap flow with it as well. Now, my only regard against the decanter is, for me, I don't tend to spin my decanter around like I like to do sometimes with my my bubble cap. You know, with the bubble cap, I like to do the little swirl around the top. You know, you take your bubble cap like this, and you kind of do that nice little like swirl around there. You know what I mean? Whereas with the decanter, I tend to angle this airflow hole straight forward from where the mouthpieces of the actual neck, the Dr. Dabber Hive, for instance, guy right here, and I'll have it angling forward as this is going this way, so that way the air is being pulled and coming this way towards the mouthpiece. And it actually creates a little bit bigger, smoother hit because it cools it down just a tiny bit. It adds a nice little touch to it. Now, what you get, though, is just out of basic, what they call the marble carb cap. Now, this is not actual marble, okay? It's just glass. However, pretty sure they call it that because of the marble top. Now, you got a pretty good little carb hole here. That's a lot better than the original one, which was just a flat top with a hole cut in the side. They actually added a little straw here. Now, this guy does work. It really does. Especially with the highball, I feel like it works the best. Now, the only difference is between all those other carb caps, if you happen to notice, this guy seems like it really does need a silicone ring, doesn't it? It does. Unlike the bubble cap or the decanter. Now, I've tried to put a silicone thing up on the top of this decanter. It does not work. It does not effectively make that work better. You put the silicone on this thing, and you make it into a plunger. And that is what these are. Effectively, I like to call these more the plunger seal caps. Because those are going to have to only work when you push down lightly and carb it like that. Now, what you're doing is you're actually pushing that suction, so it's actually going to grab at that oil and pull it up the cup. So wherever the oil hasn't touched already in the hot sides of that cup, it's now going to go caressing up the sides of it so that it can effectively heat up that dab evenly. So it does have a great effect for it and great use for it. However, you can practically do the same thing with one of these without having to do that whole suction thing. Put it on the top, and then you just move it around, and it's going to shift that airflow against the oil, so it's going to move up against the cup where it's still hot and dry, where it hasn't touched any oil yet, and it's going to vaporize it nicely. So it does a great job. Honestly, I think it works really well, and in my opinion, I think the bubble cap is the best. Now, that's my preference. I've actually had other people use the decanter and the bubble cap, and a lot of people I've noticed love my decanter way more than they love the bubble cap. The plunger seal, it's a little not as much love, sadly enough. Mainly because of the fact I don't think I use it enough. Now, having gotten the other two carb caps, I really just don't use the plunger seal as much. It's just, it's one of those basic things you use only because you had to. Now that you don't, you just like, I don't really need it, I'll do it. So, does it still work though? Will it get you your job done right out of the box as soon as you get your Dr. Dabber Switch? Yes. And I forgot to say this in the last video, but if you guys are looking to pick up one, I will have my link tree down below, and there will be a link for you guys to go check out the Dr. Dabber. Plus, for Twitch as well, Instagram, and everything else like that, Discord. And again, I want to say thank you to everybody who's also checked out all the content lately we've been uploading. A special thank you to all the new subscribers as well. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing to the channel. And yeah, again, if you guys want to get a different carb cap, I just highly recommend look at the kind of style of airflow you normally go with on your regular banger, and see if maybe that's what you want to replicate, or maybe you want to change things up. Alright guys, Debbie2100 signing out. I'll see y'all in the next one.